I'm with Anna, a Canon at Exeter Cathedral, and we've just wrapped up the Holy Ground service where we used Flower, the PS3 game. So Anna, how did you think it went?
I think the thing for me that was really striking was the way in which the flow of the service and the different parts of the service that we got to, how what was going on the screen behind somehow illustrated it. It felt like it was planned, but it wasn't. It was something that was happening spontaneously, but it fitted.
Yeah, so there were certain moments, weren't there, when a particular congregant was playing the game and maybe triggered a set of flowers, the red flowers at the top of the hill, just as an element of the service was happening. I mean, I found that quite emotional, actually.
Yeah, there was a particular moment, I think, when James was celebrating communion and he was talking about the blood of Christ, and the petals alighted on red flowers, and suddenly this bunch of red petals just kind of flew off into the atmosphere, and I sort of found myself sort of taking a breath and thinking, gosh, is that Andy at the back there making that happen? And of course it wasn't. It was just one of the members of the congregation who was just playing the game.
Yeah, and that's something we've talked about, isn't it? That unlike just using a video in a service, when you introduce a video game, it's out of our control, and there's the sense of, these things then coming together in a sort of a spiritual way that then adds an extra weight to what's going on. You were just saying earlier that not everybody got to go on the controller, so it made its way maybe around half the congregation. Is there some things you'd change if we were to do it again? Or?
Well, I think if it was possible to either have two games running, or to have two controllers, if there was a video game where two players could create simultaneously, that would be quite interesting, or interface with each other.
Yeah, well, there's another game from the same company called Journey, and it's a game where you journey through a desert. It looks in a similar sort of fashion to Flower, but you play it online. So there's a potential there. You could have either two separate congregations playing at a distance, maybe if they're celebrating at the same time, or you could do that locally and have sort of two sets of people, and they would then be interacting with each other.
I think that'd be very exciting. I think I'm convinced. I'm up for trying out some more, definitely.
Yeah.
But I think it's opened up a possibility. I think that's what I'd want to say, and it'd be interesting to see what other games are on the market that could be introduced as some of the themes that we use at a service like this, where we're looking at themes using technology creatively. I think video games could very easily become part of our regular conversation. Yeah, sort of almost be woven into the liturgy of what the church does. I mean, the church historically, has been at the cutting edge. I mean, way back in history of new innovation. 100 years ago, people's eyebrows went up when organs were brought in. When robed choirs arrived, when we started singing. I mean, frankly, when we started sitting down. Where will it end? Where will it end? And that was how it felt. And for me, the issue is about creativity. It's about literally being creative and moving forward and trying new things. And sometimes they won't work, and we can hopefully not take ourselves so seriously that we go away and beat ourselves up about it, but we go away and say, oh, it didn't really work, and that's okay. Yeah, so we've talked about the church, how it's worked for the church, but I think for me, actually, a big part of what the success here is what it's doing for video games, that they become something that's interesting and potentially grown up, rather than something that's just about violence. What's your journey with video games been? To be completely honest, until I've started having a conversation with you, the video game concept was something that was firmly in our playroom with my 17-year-old son, who played FIFA, COD, or other similar kind of games that his friends brought around, and it was very much about entertaining the teenagers. I think I'm now open to the possibility that actually they might be a part of my own story, whatever that might be, and it may even be a part of my story as a priest. So how about that for something? So you've got yourself a convert. I'm supposed to be getting the converts, and you've got them. So well, perhaps you can, because it means that conversation with your children is different, isn't it? Because it's not just them saying this game's great. You can actually be, have you played Flower? Cool, Mum. Yeah, exactly. Great. Well, thanks for accommodating us. It's been great to work with you here. Obviously, we'll carry on, I hope. See what happens in August, So in August, we'll be doing something similar at the Greenbelt Festival, which is a Christian arts festival in Cheltenham at the August Bank Holiday. And so if
if you like what you've seen of Holy Ground here, there's a chance to
catch a glimpse of it
Yeah.
at Greenbelt. And Andy, you're going to come back and talk to us in our cafe here in the cathedral in August about some of the wider opportunities there might be.
Great, thank you.